Imagine a tranquil summer day by a freshwater lake. The water's surface is as smooth as glass, mirroring the blue sky above. You dive in, feeling the cool water washing over you. It's a perfect day. The allure of freshwater bodies is undeniable. Their serene beauty draws us in, promising relief from the heat and an opportunity for some fun. Lakes, rivers, and hot springs, they all beckon us with their cool, inviting waters. And on a hot summer day, there's nothing quite like the thrill of plunging into a cool, refreshing lake. But what if I told you that these peaceful waters harbor a microscopic inhabitant that could potentially turn this serene scene into a nightmare? This tiny creature thrives in warm freshwater bodies like the ones we love to visit during the summer. Its name, Naegleria fowleri, or as it's more commonly known, the brain-eating amoeba. Despite its terrifying moniker, this single-celled organism is not out hunting for brains. Rather, it's merely trying to survive in its natural environment. However, under certain circumstances, if it finds its way into a person's nasal cavity, it can cause a rare and devastating infection. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, let's focus on the fact that Naegleria fowleri is a microscopic amoeba, a single-celled organism that is invisible to the naked eye. It's fascinating to think that something so small can have such a significant impact. Even as we enjoy the tranquility and beauty of freshwater environments, it's essential to remember that they are complex ecosystems teeming with life, both seen and unseen. Some of these organisms are harmless, others, like Naegleria fowleri, can pose a serious threat under specific conditions. In such a peaceful setting, it's hard to imagine something as sinister as the brain-eating amoeba lurking beneath. But as we delve deeper into the world of Naegleria fowleri, we'll learn how to safely enjoy these beautiful freshwater environments while minimizing the risk of falling prey to this microscopic menace. Meet Naegleria fowleri, an amoeba invisible to the naked eye but with a deadly reputation. This single-celled organism, commonly known as the brain-eating amoeba, lurks in warm freshwater bodies like lakes, rivers, and hot springs. It's a microscopic tenant of our natural world, thriving silently in the sediment at the bottom of these water bodies. But don't let its tiny stature fool you. When this amoeba enters the human body, it can cause a severe brain infection known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, or PAM. So how does this invisible threat make its way into our bodies? The journey begins when water containing Naegleria fowleri gets into the nose. This can occur during activities such as swimming, diving, or even performing nasal cleansing using contaminated water. From the nose, the amoeba travels along the olfactory nerve, eventually reaching the brain, where it begins its destructive work. While this may sound terrifying, it's important to remember that cases of Naegleria fowleri infections are extremely rare. In fact, in the United States, for instance, fewer than 40 cases were reported over a 10-year period. However, the rarity of these infections doesn't lessen their severity. Once the amoeba reaches the brain, it causes PAM, which leads to symptoms such as headache, fever, nausea, and even hallucinations. Unfortunately, this disease progresses rapidly, often resulting in death within just 1 week of symptom onset. But before you swear off swimming in freshwater bodies forever, remember, knowledge is power. Understanding the nature of Naegleria fowleri, its habitat, and how it enters the human body allows us to take steps to protect ourselves and those we love. Simple measures like avoiding activities that cause water to go up the nose when engaging with warm freshwater bodies can significantly reduce the risk of infection. While the chances of infection are extremely rare, the consequences can be devastating. By recognizing this invisible threat, we can unmask its potential dangers and equip ourselves with the necessary tools to enjoy our natural world safely. Scene script: knowledge is the first step to safety. Understanding Naegleria fowleri and how to reduce exposure can make all the difference. The brain-eating amoeba may sound like the stuff of nightmares, but fret not. By adopting a few simple safety measures and precautions, we can significantly reduce the risk of exposure to this potentially fatal organism. First and foremost, limit your water-related activities in warm freshwater bodies, especially during the hot summer months when the water temperature is ideal for the amoeba. These activities could include swimming, diving, and water skiing. But what if you're an avid water sports enthusiast or simply can't resist a refreshing dip on a sweltering day? Well, there's a solution for that too. Consider using nose clips or holding your nose shut when jumping into the water. This can prevent water from getting into your nasal passages where the amoeba can potentially enter your body. Avoid stirring up the sediment at the bottom of these water bodies. Naegleria fowleri loves to dwell in the sediment, and disturbing it can release the amoeba into the water where it can potentially find its way up your nose. Be cautious of poorly maintained recreational water venues. These include inadequately chlorinated swimming pools or hot tubs, and warm freshwater bodies with visible algae blooms, a sign of poor water quality. And lastly, for those who practice nasal irrigation or ritual nasal rinsing, always use sterile, distilled or lukewarm previously boiled water. Never use tap water directly as it may contain the amoeba. Remember, Naegleria fowleri infection is extremely rare. However, the consequences can be severe, so it's always better to be safe than sorry. By understanding what this organism is, where it's found and how it enters the body, we can take the necessary steps to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Awareness and precautions can help ensure that a refreshing dive doesn't turn into a deadly encounter. In the end, it's all about staying informed and safe. We've taken a deep dive into the microscopic world of Naegleria fowleri, commonly known as the brain-eating amoeba. This single-celled organism thrives in warm freshwater bodies and can cause a severe and unfortunately often fatal infection known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. However, it's crucial to remember that such infections are extremely rare. The amoeba typically enters the body through the nose, during activities like swimming or diving in freshwater bodies, or occasionally nasal cleansing with contaminated water. Therefore, taking preventive measures such as avoiding these activities in warm freshwater bodies, or ensuring the water used for nasal cleansing is properly disinfected, can significantly reduce the risk of infection. Remember, the beauty of nature also holds mysteries that we must understand and respect. Stay safe, stay informed, and enjoy the water responsibly.